Since 2013, the League of Legends Championship Series has represented the peak of competitive League of Legends in North America. Some of the organizations built long-lasting dynasties, while others fell into the abyss. In this video, we're covering every team that has ever competed in the NA LCS and looking at the legacy that they left behind. There's no better place to start than Team SoloMid. TSM was a founding organization back in the NA LCS in 2013 and quickly became one of the most recognizable brands. Led through different eras by all-star players such as Reginald, Theives, The Odd One, and later on Bjergsen and Doublelift, TSM defined the word consistency and was always near the top of the standings in the league. They won 7 different domestic LCS titles, made 8 different World Championship appearances, and built one of the largest fan bases in esports history, with chance of TSM becoming synonymous with the LCS itself.
Play bingo before. I love bingo! The TSM chats, they're everywhere around the world, aren't they?
While their international success was limited, TSM's influence on the league was undeniable. After nearly a decade in the LCS, TSM's popularity began to decline as internal controversies and management challenges led to a major shift within the organization, ultimately resulting in TSM exiting the league in late 2023, marking the end of one of the most iconic eras in North American League of Legends history. After TSM's early dominance, their biggest rival emerged, Cloud9. The team entered the LCS in the 2013 summer split, featuring household names like High, Sneaky, Meteos, Balls, and Lemonation. Cloud9 quickly became a fan favorite, thanks to a mix of high-level gameplay, charismatic personalities, and the memes. From Impact's Top Die,
he just goes top die, and then he gets a solo kill.
To Blabber's Crabbers.
Where is your team? He's at 200 HP! That is the worst Scuttles take I have ever seen in my life!
Over the years, Cloud9 signed other all-star players such as Perks, Jensen, Vulcan, and Sven, all who helped them secure a total of 6 domestic LCS championships. Cloud9 as an organization also competed in the most world championships in North American LCS history with a total of 10 appearances. Their best international performance came when they reached the top 4 at the 2018 World Championship. With TSM no longer in the league, it's safe to say that Cloud9 is now one of North America's all-time fan favorite teams. Next up is another historic organization in North American League of Legends, Counterlogic Gaming, better known as CLG. Founded before the LCS even existed, CLG was already a household name within the League of Legends scene, built around legendary players like Doublelift, Hotshot GG, Afromoo, and Xmithy. CLG quickly established itself as one of the league's defining teams, capturing 2 LCS championships in 2015 summer and 2016 spring, and securing themselves a second-place finish at the 2016 MSI tournament. While CLG never matched the sustained dominance of teams like TSM or Cloud9, they quickly became known for their loyal fan base, unconventional playstyles, and a willingness to challenge the status quo, living up to their name, Counterlogic Gaming. After years of competitive struggles and organizational changes, CLG fell out of contention. In 2023, CLG officially exited the LCS after its slot was acquired by NRG, marking the end of one of the league's most original organizations. Another organization whose legacy spans nearly the entirety of the LCS itself is Team Curse, better known today as Team Liquid. Team Curse entered the LCS in 2013 and quickly became a constant presence within the league. While the team rarely challenged for the championship in its early years, Curse built a reputation of stability and strong branding and developed players such as Voyboy, I Will Dominate, Saint Vicious, and Cop. In 2015, the organization rebranded as Team Liquid, marking the beginning of a new era. Team Liquid continued to struggle until 2018 when the organization rebuilt around a star-studded roster featuring Doublelift, Impact, Xmithy, CoreJJ, and Jensen. This roster went on to produce one of the most dominant stretches in LCS history, winning 4 consecutive titles from 2018 spring to 2019 summer split. Team Liquid later went on to win a 5th LCS title in the 2024 spring split, led by a generation of new talent including Yon and APA. While international success always remained limited, Team Liquid delivered one of North America's greatest moments with a finals appearance at the 2019 MSI tournament. From their early days as Team Curse to becoming a championship powerhouse, Team Liquid's evolution represents one of the most dramatic transformations in LCS history. Up next, we have Team Dignitas, one of the earliest names in the North American League of Legends scene. Known for a series of strong early rosters, Dignitas featured players like Scara, Crumbs, AmaCutiePie, and Kiwi Kid, all who became staples of the NA scene. While they never captured an LCS championship, the team constantly made the playoffs and helped lay the foundation for professional League of Legends in North America. Dignitas was also known for its passionate fan base and innovative playstyles, often experimenting with strategies that other teams would later adopt. After a brief departure from the LCS during the franchising era, they re-entered the league in 2019 with a roster that now fields rookies such as XU and veterans such as FBI and Ignar, continuing their legacy as a competitive and resilient organization. Now to break out the video, let's keep things moving by listing some of the organizations that had a lesser impact or shorter-lived run in the LCS set to the PokéRap. If any of these teams deserve a deeper dive, let me know in the comments down below. Alright, let's wrap some LCS teams. Good Game University, Team MRN, Complexity, Vulcan, XDG Gaming, Echo Fox, Winter Fox, Team Coast, Renegades, Team Impulse, LMQ, Gravity, TMVS, Velocity, Clutch Gaming, Enemy, Phoenix One, Optic, Team 8, Team Dragon Knights, Apex Gaming. List them, gotta list them all. LCS teams. Now back on a more serious note, we have Evil Geniuses, who's one of the most recognizable organizations in esports. EG first entered the LCS in the 2014 spring split, featuring players like Crepo, Snoopy, and Yellow Pete, and quickly became a very competitive playoff team. Although, despite consistent results, EG exited the league after the 2014 summer split due to organizational challenges. The organization returned back to the LCS in 2020, acquiring the former Echo Fox slot, and began a new era built around players like Jizuke, Bang, and Svenskeren. Their most defining moment came in 2022 when EG committed to developing North American talent. Led by Danny, Jojo Pon, Inspired, and Vulcan, the team won the 2022 Spring LCS Championship, delivering one of the most exciting title runs in league history. Despite the success, internal issues and instability in 2023 led to EG's rapid decline, and the organization exited the league by the end of the year. While their time in the league came at 2 very different eras, Evil Geniuses left a lasting mark on the league, proving that NA talent could still win championships. Up next is 100 Theives, one of the most recognizable organizations of the franchise era. Founded by former Call of Duty pro Nadeshot, 100 Thieves entered the LCS in the 2018 split and immediately made an impact with a roster led by Someday, Afromu, and Meteos. They even qualified for the 2018 World Championships in their debut year. After several seasons of ups and downs, the organization rebuilt around a strong core featuring Someday, Closer, FBI, and Hoo-Hee. That roster reached its peak in the 2021 summer split when 100 Thieves captured their first and only LCS championship. Known for their strong branding, lifestyle influence, and solid roster construction, 100 Thieves became one of the defining teams of the franchise era. Following roster changes and declining results, the organization announced its exit from the LCS at the end of the 2025 season, closing the chapter on a major modern era organization. Now moving on to NRG, an organization whose LCS story is short but surprisingly historic. NRG first entered the LCS in 2016, fielding rosters that featured players like GBM, Santorin, and Quas, but they continued to struggle and find little success. After 2 splits, NRG exited the league following relegation in 2017. The organization returned back to the LCS in 2023 when they acquired the former CounterLogic gaming slot and inherited much of their infrastructure. What followed was one of the most unexpected championship runs in LCS history. Led by players like Contrax, Palafox, FBI, Ignar, and Dokla, NRG went on to win the 2023 LCS Summer Championship by defeating Cloud9 and completing a true underdog story. Despite winning the title, NRG competed in just 2 LCS splits before they exited the league at the end of the 2024 season, marking one of the shortest but most memorable championship runs in league history. Let's now talk about Golden Guardians, an organization closely tied to the NBA's Golden State Warriors. Golden Guardians entered the LCS in 2018 as part of the franchising era. For most of their early history, the team struggled near the bottom of the standings and became known for constant roster changes and development-focused lineups. That narrative shifted in 2023, when Golden Guardians assembled the most competitive roster to date. Led by Licorice, River, Gory, Stixay, and Huhi, the team enjoyed a breakout year, finishing top 4 domestically and qualifying for both the MSI and 2023 World Championship. Despite finally finding some success, Golden Guardians announced their departure from the LCS following the 2023 season, making their late surge very bittersweet. Up next is Immortals, one of the most dominant teams to never win an LCS championship. Immortals entered the LCS in 2016 and immediately shocked the league, featuring stars like Huni, Rainover, Pobelter, and Wild Turtle. The team went on a historic regular season run, finishing their first split 17-1 and the summer split 16-2. Despite their dominance, Immortals fell short in the playoffs and never captured a domestic title, although their explosive debut set a new standard for what a top LCS team could look like. After being removed from the league during the franchise transition, Immortals returned in 2020 by acquiring Optic Gaming slot. However, the organization struggled to replicate its early success and remained near the bottom of the standings for much of its run. After years of rebuilding and mixed results, Immortals announced their exit from the LCS after the 2024 season, closing the book on one of the most what-if stories in LCS history. Next, let's talk about Shopify Rebellion, one of the newest organizations to compete in the LCS. Shopify entered the league in 2024 by acquiring the former TSM slot. Built around developing talent, Shopify fielded rosters featuring players like Boogie, Insanity, Zazel, and B-Boy, focusing more on long-term growth than immediate results. With their time in the league still relatively short, and as the LCS continues to evolve, Shopify Rebellion remains an active organization with its legacy still left to be written. And the last team that I wanted to highlight is FlyQuest, an organization that grew from steady contenders into one of the most successful teams of the modern LCS. FlyQuest entered the LCS in 2017, initially performing as a constant playoff team with the help of players like Power of Evil and Santorin, before rising to the very top of North American competition. In 2024 summer, FlyQuest captured their first LCS championship, winning over Team Liquid and securing a historic title for the organization. The team's success didn't end there. In the restructured League of the Americas, or LTA season, FlyQuest dominated the 2025 LTA North Split 2 and Split 3 by defeating top regional competition such as Cloud9 and 100 Thieves to secure back-to-back regional titles. FlyQuest capped off their run by winning the 2025 LTA Championship, making them one of the most decorated North American teams of their era. During this run, players like Whippo, Inspired, Masu, and Buzio helped cement FlyQuest's reputation as a powerhouse domestically and a competitor on the international stage. While FlyQuest's story is still being written, their LCS and LTA successes have already solidified them as one of the most impactful organizations in North American League of Legends history. While this video focused on the legacy of the LCS, the story of North American League of Legends continues to evolve. After the transition to the LTA, new teams like Lion and Disguised have entered the ecosystem, while Sentinels prepare to join the league, still waiting their first official match. As the LCS changes, so do the teams that define it, but every organization leaves behind a chapter in the history of competitive League of Legends.